Okay. Um, alright. Alright. Uh, I'm sorry, I need to breathe. um, okay. So, I am very nervous. Very nervous. Deep breaths, but I'll get through it. Um, let's just. I won't bother you with anything that's not that interesting, but. Hello. I am Idy, the same Idy that that you've known for quite a while. But I sound different. I sound a bit different, don't I? Well, depending on who you ask, it's not that different. I asked Ellie and Speaker, they said, no, it sounds the same. I don't trust them, I think they're lying to me, I think it sounds quite a bit different. But yes. This is, regardless, no matter what you think, it's a little different from how I usually sound on stream. Not a different mic now. But mainly, yeah, I will just, say it out loud. This is my real voice with what I'm speaking right now. Um, and it feels a little weird saying that out loud because throughout the past few months, I've grown pretty used to, well, speaking differently on stream. And I wanted to talk to you today about why this is, why I sound like this now. I know you must be confused, but it's okay, I'll explain it to you. So, I won't do it for very long, I won't keep you here, but. Shut up, you're gonna make me cry. Shush. Okay, so, um, I will give you just the tiniest bit of background as to why suddenly things are different. Why, from one day to another, ideas changed. Are you the same idea I know? I will answer that. Well, so I want to say, first and foremost, I did not ever wish to, like, do anything malicious. I didn't want to deceive anyone or anything like that. That was not ever my intention, nothing like spitefulness or anything weird like that. It's actually quite the opposite. Well, sorry well, I'm not the most eloquent. I did not script this, so I'm just doing this as I roll, and I roll very nervously. Um, so, yeah, the actual reason that my voice sounded pretty different up until now, oh, let me get the microphone closer, is that I tried so hard to keep up my voice, which is a bit higher, but mostly just much louder and more energetic than my normal voice, because I wanted to be a good streamer, and most of all, I didn't want to disappoint anyone. And I realized, or well, I've been told by my friends for a long time, but I never wanted to admit it to myself. That in the process of doing this, I really hurt my voice. Like, it was fine for several months when I started doing it, but it's been getting worse and worse recently. As you probably noticed if you watch my streams sometimes, my streams have been getting like shorter and shorter. So, recently I've had streams that are like under an hour or just barely 2 hours long. And yes, that is because after 1 or 2 hours of streaming recently, that is my absolute maximum. That became the most that I physically could do. Mm. When I started streaming, I could go for 4 to 6 hours without any issue, but by now I damaged my voice to the point that I got a cough that gets progressively worse after only an hour of being live, until the point that I can't even speak a single sentence anymore without breaking out into a coughing fit. So, when I tried to stream longer than an hour or two in the last few days, it got really, really difficult, and I had to keep muting because I kept on coughing. And it's been going on for a while, but it's just gotten worse and worse to the point that I it feels very difficult to stream. Um, and I felt so bad because I couldn't do all those cool, like, 11-hour streams that Elia does, or even just regular, like, 3 to 4 hour streams that Mozu or Spica do. But, so, I tried to stream for longer, or I wanted to be really ambitious and do like a 5 hour stream today, but I just realized that I was really dreading it, and that I knew for a long time that if I went on like this for longer, I may just hurt my voice beyond repair. Mm, right, and so I'll just give you a little bit of backstory aside from the situation that's now, because I know that even though everyone is being super, super lovely right now and you're going to make me cry, but I will not let myself cry right now. Um, Even though everyone is being very, very lovely, some people might want to know why I did it to begin with. Um, so, well, let me start at the beginning. When I started creating content, or just generally getting on the internet, I was still pretty young, so my voice was naturally very, very high pitched, like 2 times higher the pitch than what I speak with on stream usually. It was like Wolfie Chew level high pitched. And that's how I started, and I got a lot of praise for it, and that's what started me into content creation. And for the longest time, I felt as though the voice was the only thing, like the only special thing I had going for myself. Mm, because that's the only thing that people ever complimented me for. So, I kinda. Well, sorry, my audio is going a little bit haywire right now. But yes, that's the kind of content that I made. That's the kind of content that I prided myself for. And when my voice changed, I felt as though my normal voice wasn't really special at all in comparison. Like, it doesn't really have that characteristic anime level high pitch that usually you're supposed to have when you do like fan dubbing content or VTuber content. Um, so for my videos, I would still usually change my voice, and it was relatively easy. For my videos, I can do it, it's just normal voice acting, right? But then I started streaming. Um, and when I first started streaming, my voice was naturally a lot higher simply because I was incredibly nervous. And whenever I pressed the live button, I got so nervous I'd sound like a squeaky hamster. I didn't consciously change my voice at all when I began streaming. Um, it was just that first level of nervousness, but that should have gone away by like a month of me streaming. Um, and it did go away, but instead, something else came. And that was, I received a lot of comments about my voice being boring. A lot of, oh, other people who stream with you are exciting and entertaining, but your voice just sounds dead. And, overall, things like that. Now you know that as a VTuber or something, you're supposed to have like a thick skin, right? Don't let that kind of stuff get to you. But it wasn't just random people who said it. It was both from just random people messaging me as well as people who were close to me, whose opinions I cared for very deeply. So hearing that, it really hurt me, because it was my first time being a streamer, and I really wanted to do well. I didn't want to disappoint anyone, especially those who, I cared for their opinion a lot. So in an attempt to please everyone, to not be boring, to not put people to sleep with my streams, I started speaking louder, even though I have a naturally very soft voice. So it was the strain of constantly almost yelling. And also I started speaking with a very exaggerated speaking pattern, just anything to stand out and not, like, get rid of those criticisms that hurt me a lot. And the last thing I wanted was for anyone to feel deceived by this. I was just really trying hard to please other people at the expense of my own health. And I was completely fine by it. I was completely okay with it. People kept asking me, like, how can you do that? And my friends were like, you shouldn't do that. But I was okay with it. I was okay because, as long as people didn't say that, oh, you're horrible to watch, you have no talent, you shouldn't be here, you're not a good VTuber at all. As long as people weren't saying that anymore, I was happy. But now that I've kind of come to this point where I can't go on anymore like this, it's gotten to the point where I really dreaded streaming because I knew that I couldn't enjoy myself, because I'd be so focused on the pain, bothered by the coughing, and struggling so hard to just keep pushing forward that I couldn't even focus on having fun. I came to the decision that either I stop streaming because I couldn't continue on as I was, or I had to change something. And I chose the latter because I care a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot about my fans and my friends, and I didn't feel it was right to just abandon this all because I made it bad for myself by making a bad decision, by really trying to please others when I should have been focusing on my health first. Yes, and that's why I decided to make the stream today and just tell you that if you want me to keep streaming, things are gonna have to be a little bit different in the future. Mm. Yeah, so it was just that fear of not being good enough, being told I'm not special enough, that I'm not worth listening to, and while I realized that those things may be true, at the same time, either way, I don't really have a choice, and I'd rather make the choice that keeps me closer to my friends and my community. So, that is where I arrived at today. with the help of Ellie and Spica, who very kindly saw me through all of this. I am so sorry for Mozu. She was streaming while all of this was happening. She does not know. This is not what I planned for. Um. Oh gosh, poor Mozu is gonna be so scared when she sees this. mm, but yes, that's what I spontaneously decided to do after I realized that honestly, I would probably not make it through the 5-hour stream without completely losing my voice. Um, and yes, so I'm very happy that, you know, people have been so kind. Thank you. I was crying before the stream to Ellie and Speaker. I was like, no, no one will like me anymore. They will all leave. They'll all say goodbye. I'll be alone. But everyone has been very kind. And you know, even for people who may be a bit reluctant about this change, I'd just like to say that, you know, it's a choice between this version of me and no me. So, if you would rather choose no me over this version of me, well, not watching me is always an option, but right now, despite my best efforts, this is all I'm able to give, and I hope that it's enough. I'll try my best to make it work. Okay. I said my piece. I can go cry in a corner now. Wow. mm. Uh, well, you know, in the end, I'm relatively glad that I did it. It's something that I've been considering for a while, but I never really had the courage to do it. What did I miss? Real voice reveal, that's what you missed. Don't worry, I'm not graduating. I am not dying. I'm not pregnant, despite popular belief. I'm not marrying Elia yet. So, you know, it's just my voice and my health, just that. Mm. Right. So, that being said, that is pretty much most of my piece. I feel relatively relieved now. Wow. Oh gosh. Mm-hmm. It's still a little strange, but you know, I'll have to get used to talking like this more often. But yes, thank you so much for coming today. I don't really have that much else to say, but I realized that I could keep talking for much longer, which is a good sign. Because usually I would start my first fits of coughing right about at the 30-minute mark. So the fact that I haven't been coughing and that I'm still talking well is a good sign. And, well, why was pregnant an option? I don't know. I don't know what people think. I don't think I'm old enough. Madaya. But, so, you know, you changed ID voice, and in return you receive longer streams. And I will not lose my voice by the time I'm like 20. mm. So, you know, I hope that's a decent trade-off for. uh, thank you so much for coming by. Really meant a lot. Even though I was, yeah, it's okay. I got through it without crying. So that's a good thing, I'd say, right? Mm. As for all the super chats, um, you're not 20? No, I'm 18. That's why I can't be pregnant or married. What are you thinking? Yes. um, as for the super chat, it doesn't really feel like this is the right occasion. So I'll just read it at the start of my next stream. What do you mean? Oh god, I had no idea you were so long. I talk about my age pretty frequently. You can marry when you're 18 doesn't mean you should. mm-hmm. Well, but yes, I am very, very happy that everyone was so kind. If you send a super chat, I will talk about it in the next stream. Probably some of the membership things I won't be able to see afterward. So I'd like to thank everyone who gifted memberships or became a member, showing me that, oh my gosh, they will still stay here even if I sound like that. I'm not 50. And I'll read the super chats next time. Thank you. I will now go cry to Elia's Bika. Thank you for your time. I'll see you on my next stream. And 入りしてるありがとう。